The Galactic Council's embassy on Proxima Station was a marvel of architectural prowess, a crystalline structure that housed diplomats from over 40 species. Ambassador Jasmine Chen represented humanity in this grand hall, one of the few humans to hold such an esteemed position. Her presence was respected, but the same could not be said for her security detail. Harry Morrison stood at his post outside the ambassador's quarters, his human frame dwarfed by the towering Krillian guards who flanked the adjacent corridors. Their chitinous exoskeletons gleamed under the station's artificial lighting, and their mandibles clicked in what Harry had learned was their version of laughter. The soft skin still pretends to be a warrior, one Krillian, named Thexacor, hissed to his companion. No natural armor, no venom sacs, no enhanced musculature. What does Earth send us? Meat on bones, Harry said nothing. He'd heard it all before. For 3 months he'd endured the mockery. The Krillians found it amusing that humans needed pressure suits in certain environments. The Vorath delegation questioned why humans hadn't evolved proper sensory organs. Even the peaceful Luminarians seemed puzzled by humanity's biological limitations. But Harry knew something they didn't. Something that couldn't be measured in claw length or carapace thickness. That night, as Proxima Station's lights dimmed to simulate a rest cycle, Harry noticed the subtle wrongness first. The air circulation had a different pitch. The shadows in Corridor 12 Beta fell at an angle they shouldn't. His hand moved to his pulse weapon, a device most aliens considered primitive compared to plasma rifles or ion disruptors. 8 figures materialized from the darkness, their adaptive camouflage peeling away like smoke. Zeltharian assassins, apex predators from a death world where only the deadliest survived. They were hired killers, and someone had paid them well to eliminate Ambassador Chen. The lead assassin, its reptilian features twisted in confidence, spoke in the common tongue. "Step aside, human. You need not die tonight. Your ambassador is our only target." Harry's response was to plant his feet wider and raise his weapon. "You'll have to go through me." The assassins laughed, a sound like breaking glass. In their culture, such bravado from an inferior species was comedy. The first one rushed forward expecting easy prey. That was their first mistake. Harry's training kicked in, not the formal military drills that other species practiced, but something uniquely human. Millions of years of persistence hunting, of endurance, of creative problem-solving born from being neither the fastest nor the strongest predator on Earth. Humans didn't win by being the best at any one thing. They won by refusing to quit. The first assassin's claws swept toward Harry's throat. He dropped beneath the strike, his movement fluid despite the station's higher gravity. His pulse weapon discharged at point-blank range, the kinetic round punching through the assassin's lighter belly armor. 1 down. The others converged immediately, their confidence shaken but not broken. They were professionals after all. 7 against 1 remained favorable odds. But they didn't understand human physiology. As the fight stretched from seconds into minutes, Harry's body performed its evolutionary miracle. His adrenal glands flooded his system. His pain response dulled. His muscles, designed for endurance rather than burst power, kept going while the assassin's explosive fast-twitch fibers began to fatigue. Harry took hits. A claw raked across his shoulder, another scored his thigh. But humans had another advantage. They were persistently, stubbornly, absurdly difficult to kill. What would drop other species left Harry wounded but fighting. He used the environment like a tool. A pulse blast shattered a support beam, bringing down a section of ceiling on 2 assassins. He grabbed a maintenance drone and hurled it into another's face, then shot it midair, turning it into shrapnel. Each move was calculated chaos, the kind of creative violence that emerged from a species that had survived ice ages and predators with nothing but sticks and stones. The Krillian guards arrived to find Harry, standing over 8 unconscious or worse assassins, his uniform torn and bloodied, his breathing heavy but steady. Behind him, Ambassador Jasmine's door remained sealed and secure. Thexcor's mandibles hung open in shock. "Impossible. 8 Zeltharian assassins. You should be dead." Harry holstered his weapon, wincing as the adrenaline began to fade and the pain caught up to him. "Yeah, we get that a lot." Ambassador Jasmine emerged, her expression a mixture of concern and pride. "Harry, medical is on the way." "I'm fine, ma'am," he interrupted, though his legs were beginning to shake. "Just another day." She studied him for a moment, then turned to the assembled crowd of alien security personnel who had gathered. "Let me educate you all about humanity. We're not the strongest. We're not the fastest. We don't have natural weapons or armor, but we have something else. Something you can't see in a genetic scan or measure in a physical assessment. She gestured to Harry, who was now leaning against the wall but still standing. Humans don't know when to quit. They don't have a shutdown protocol when odds become unfavorable. Earth didn't produce apex predators through overwhelming force. It produced endurance hunters who would chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. It produced problem solvers who turned everything into a tool. And it produced warriors who fight not because they can't lose, but because they refuse to. The story of Harry's stand spread through Proxima Station like wildfire. The mockery stopped. When human security personnel walked the corridors now, they received nods of respect. The soft skins without armor had proven something the galaxy needed to learn. In the vast cosmos filled with species evolved for specific niches, humans were generalists. And in a universe of specialists, a determined generalist who refused to give up was the most dangerous thing of all. Harry returned to his post 3 days later, his wounds healing with the stubborn efficiency human bodies were known for. As he took his position outside Ambassador Jasmine's quarters, Thexcor approached. "Human Harry," the Krillian said, his tone entirely different now. "I spoke wrongly before. Your species. You are warriors after all." Harry smiled slightly. "We prefer to think of ourselves as survivors. But yeah, we can fight when we need to." And in the cold depths of space, humanity had just reminded the galaxy why they earned their place among the stars.